We don't fear what we know. We fear what we don't know. We fear the unknown. For this reason, we don't actually fear the darkness. We fear the light. We know darkness. We know suffering. We know the story we've told ourselves over and over again, the story that holds us back, the justifications as to why something doesn't get done or we can't move forward. We are comfortable here because we know it. How many times have you heard someone say, better the devil you know than the devil you don't? We fear letting go of what we know, even when it is incredibly toxic and we know we need to move on. We fear the light, we fear clarity, we fear the ascension simply because we're not sure where it leads. Even with how bad things might be, what we know we are comfortable with. And for this, that walk up the mountain to evolve, that part we all play in helping humanity get past its fears and boxes and constructs, is incredibly slow. As we awaken and gain clarity, the story we've told ourselves, that same story that has limited us for years, turns into a mere observation of what this human experience and this entity just so happens to be going through. It allows the anchor of life, the list of what we've told ourselves we can and can't do, the who we are and who we are not, to be let go. We evolve by letting go, not by sticking to our guns. We evolve by letting go of old beliefs, all beliefs that we've all had doubts about, but we fear how to go about it. Letting go of ignorance takes the pinhole we've lived life through and expands it. It allows us more options, more opportunity, more confidence due to the clarity it brings, allowing us to see past our fears and insecurities for the first time in our lives. The mind, the tool, the only tool you've referenced in your entire life, the only tool you've known is in constant division. It can and will never be in the moment. One day you were confident, one day you were not. One day you were ready, one day you were not. It's a constant back and forth. We've not done much about this roller coaster of life, as we see no other way. And the people most of us listen to who claim to know what to do are not past the mind themselves, so they can't help us. Why don't we let go, even in toxic situations that make us miserable? Why do we become so incredible at justifying why we don't seek growth and something better for ourselves and those around us? Why don't we take the simple steps each day rather than become expert at excuses? The answers come from silence. When the mind is disengaged in the shower or we're meditating and simply letting things be as they are. The answers do not come from the constant distractions we find ourselves in that we call life. A constant to-do list, the constant need for simple stimulation, and a constant feeding of the already chaotic mind rather than letting things settle. The sun will come up tomorrow, and whatever it is you are concerned with will happen with or without the worry. We don't have a need to constantly think about being happy or working towards happiness. That is the natural tendency of the human soul. Just like we are all born from nothing and naturally progress from a baby to a child to adolescence, happiness is what the universe has us moving towards. Yet we spend most of our time chasing happiness as if turning 3 after a year of being 2 is not going to happen. We've spent the last few decades reading book after book after book from so-called experts on happiness. And my question is, how has that worked out for all of us? What keeps the happiness hidden and out of reach is our constant pushing away of the negative, the constant need to look out for what we don't want, and what will we do if that negative finds us? We quickly move to not feel bad, when we should be spending time understanding the bad days, the anger, the insecurities, the fears, the anxiety, and we should sit with them and understand where they are coming from. We came to this planet simply to burn off karma and evolve, and we go about these two things in many, many different ways. But it'll always come back to one thing: truth.